Assalamu alaikum and Juma Mubarak. So today is Friday, the 18th of September, 2020. And I have no idea why I just told you that because that really doesn't matter because the information is timeless. Because science is science. And as long as you are a human and have a human body, then it will be beneficial to you. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about MCT oil. It is a question that I got, and I thought it would be a great live conversation. I just want to make sure. Okay, here we go. So I thought it would be a great live conversation about what is MCT oil, and how do you use it, and what's its benefits, and should you be incorporating it into your diet? If you are just joining me and you're just wondering who I am, my name is Mubaraka Ibrahim and I am a health and happiness coach. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, which I don't post that much, but I'm everywhere under Fit Muslima. So we are going to talk about MCT oil today. So how many people joining me actually use MCT oil or know what it is? Let me know in the chat if you're like, I already use it and it's awesome, or never heard of it. Tell me where you are watching from and where you're logging in. I am in the United States of America, in Connecticut. Most people don't know where that is, but it's like an hour above New York. Okay, everybody knows where New York is. Even people in the United States are like, in Connecticut? Yes, I live in Connecticut. All right, so Layla says she does sometime. Bashir says she heard of it but never tried it. All right, Layla is in Corona, California. That's what I love about the internet. Like, everybody becomes so much closer. Wa alaikum salam, Seba. Yes, she uses MCT oil. Awesome. So, MCT oil. Should I get started about it? Let's talk about it. All right. What is MCT oil? MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. One way that fats are categorized, so they're categorized in several different ways, but one of those ways is actually how long their triglyceride chain is. So for example, olive oil is long chain. MCT oil is medium chain, and then there's also short chain. So, but for our purposes, let's talk specifically about medium chain triglycerides and how they can benefit us. So they are a unique type of saturated fat. So even though we hear saturated fat is so bad for you, it is not all bad. Just like everything, it's about moderation. It's about using it in ways that is the most beneficial for your health. And medium chain triglycerides is one of the things that you can use. It comes in two different forms. So one, it's manufactured. Number two, it comes in two different forms. One of those forms is in an oil, right? So it looks like oil, like every other oil. The other form that it comes in is that it also comes inside of a powder. They make it in a powder. You can also get them in capsules, but my preference, but everybody's different, my preference is the powder. Number one, it's easier to take with you when you're going someplace. You don't have to worry about things spilling, and it just is more. It dissolves much more. It dissolves easier to me. That's just my preference. I just like the powder, but I've used the oil and have the oil as well. So it's clear if you see it as an oil. It is tasteless. That means that you can pretty much add it to any and everything and you're not going to taste anything besides the oiliness of it. But it has a lot of benefits, and it has a lot of benefits. So let's talk about three specific benefits today. So one of the benefits of medium chain triglycerides is its gut benefit. It has a lot of benefits for our gut. The most important way in which it benefits our gut, or I should say why it benefits our gut, is because it is absorbed directly into the cells. So if you don't know, most nutrients, I guess if you paid attention in science class when you were in middle school, then you know that nutrients goes in our stomach takes some of the nutrients out. Then it goes through the intestine, and the intestines take some of the nutrients out, right? So each part of the digestive system takes out the nutrients that it needs to take until just the waste is left and deposited into the colon. Well, all of medium chain triglycerides is usable. When a nutrient comes out inside of your gut, meaning your stomach and your intestines, it is then transferred to your liver, and your liver then converts it and delivers it, right? So the liver, for example, if you are eating a lot of fat or a lot of carbohydrates, your liver will give the nutrients to the parts that it needs and then convert the rest of them into fat cells. That's just the way that our digestive system works. So if we are taking in, say, olive oil, for example, let's just stick to the fats today. Fats, F-A-C-T, and fats, F-A-T-S. So let's stick to the F-A-T-S for right now. So when you take in a fat, so let's say olive oil or even oil or is that it actually goes into your liver, and your liver then converts it into energy if it can use it for energy, or into fat cells, or gives it to whatever parts of the body that it needs. It does that through the liver. Well, what makes MCT oil unique is that it does not have to be converted into the liver. It literally goes directly into your fat cells. So what it does is that it actually gives the digestive system a break. MCT oil is actually a great oil for people who have had their gallbladders removed. You know, when you've had your gallbladder removed, which also helps you to process lipids or fats, you have a hard time eating high fat food. You have a hard time eating fats. And so when people say, hey, put a lot of butter on something, or put a lot of olive oil on something, or right. And these people also, there is a specific protocol if they wanted to follow a ketogenic diet, because they can't just jump right into it and start eating 70% fat. You actually have to gradually bring yourself up to the ketogenic macronutrient ratio. When you use MCT oil, gallbladder doesn't have anything to do with its conversion into energy. It goes directly into your cells. So that's one of the reasons why things that MCT oil is good for. And because of the same reason, it's also good for people who have other digestive problems like Crohn's disease or leaky gut, or anything in which your digestive system is having a malfunction. MCT oil is great because it can give you energy and nutrients to your cells without your digestive system having to go into overdrive to convert it, and your liver to convert it. The other benefit that it has for people with these syndromes is that it has been shown to actually improve the gut bacteria, right? So we know that, or if you don't know, maybe we don't know, the bacteria in our gut is like an entire ecosystem in itself, and it has been associated, and its balance and imbalance have been associated with everything, not just actual things like Crohn's disease or leaky gut or other or chronic constipation or all of those things, but it also has been linked to depression. It's been linked to Alzheimer's and dementia. Like, it really has an association with many other illnesses. We don't know all of the science, but we do know that there's lots of correlations, right? And that's something I want you to pay attention to when I am talking about these studies. Correlation and causations are two different things. Remember, we are about the science here, right? So correlation, I mean, they look at people who have chronic depression and they say, you know what? These people also have an imbalance of gut bacteria. So there's some association there. And we know if we improve their gut bacteria and the ratio of good and bad bacteria in the gut, that we actually can improve their depression symptoms, right? So there's a correlation there, right? So does that mean like, okay, if I screw up your gut bacteria, you're definitely going to get depression? No, that would be a causation, right? But we know that there's a correlation between the two. So I'm getting off track. Remember I told you, I talk about a lot of stuff because I got a lot of stuff to share with you. All right, so it improves the digestion and the gut bacteria, making it a good oil for people who have digestive issues. So that's number one. I told you we were going to talk about three things. Second thing is MCT oil is good for brain health. One of the misnomers, and you will hear people say this, but I want you to know the science behind how the body works. That is what's going to keep you from following fad diets or picking up a product that they're making some claim for that's really not that true, right? My goal is to help you. So, and I say this to people all the time, right? My goal is to help you to understand how your body works. So whatever decision you make in terms of the foods you eat and the movements that you choose, that you are making an informed decision, that you're making a decision from a place of knowing exactly the science, the physiology, and the facts behind what you're doing and why, and not because someone across the country said that this worked for them one time, when you don't know the details of their health or their environment or their history, right? And it's like, oh, well, you know what? I fasted for 30 days and now I no longer have cancer. You don't know the details of that. Don't follow people that tell you stuff like that. Just for the record. Again, I'm getting off track. Let me get back on track. Okay. Benefits of brain health. And I was saying that because it is a myth that your brain functions only on glucose. You do not need glucose as the main brain fuel. In fact, the brain functions much more efficiently using ketones. That is why one of the benefits of being on a ketogenic diet is actually improved brain function. The ketogenic diet was actually initially created because of brain health, right? Treating people who were prescription resistant from seizures. Well, what an MCT oil does is that it is easily converted into ketones in the body, and those ketones also cross the blood-brain barrier, and what it does is it actually improves the neural pathways of the brain. So MCT oil has been shown in studies to improve the symptoms of dementia, Alzheimer's, and memory retention in general. It improves brain health. So if you are one of the people that you may have PCOS, or you may have Hiroshima, or you may have fibromyalgia, and any of those things are giving you brain fog, then MCT oil may be something that you want to begin to incorporate. It's completely safe. It has been shown to have little to no side effects. The biggest issue that you might have is that if you have too much, which is rare because you have to have a whole lot of it, you may have some digestive disturbance, but too much of anything is going to give you a digestive disturbance. So it's pretty safe. The other thing that it helps with, so we talked about brain health, the number 3, right? So number 3 is, of course, you know what I'm going to tell you, because I'm always trying to find ways to help you to lose weight and maximize and optimize your health. It has been shown to be very beneficial for weight loss. So number 1, if you are on a ketogenic diet, it is going to boost the amount of ketones in your body. And we know that that is telling our body use fat instead of glucose, right, in order for you to produce energy. Well, the other thing that it does is that remember I told you earlier in the video how MCT oil, it doesn't have to go through the digestive system, it absorbs directly into the cells. Well, because it's absorbed directly into the cells, it is immediate energy, right? So when you're getting ready to work out and you want to grab some keto coffee and you want to use MCT oil instead of coconut oil, that would be a perfect time. Or if you want to just put it in a blender with your green smoothie that you're making, it will be a perfect time as a pre-workout because it's going to give you immediate energy with no crash the way that caffeine gives you crash. So super important that you understand that the reason why it works is because it does not have to go through the regular digestive process of other types of nutrients. It's absorbed directly into your cell. So I'm going to end on this note. There was a study that they did where they compared overweight men for only 28 days. So this was a randomized controlled study. What does that mean? That means randomized mean that they didn't look for any particular demographic in terms of who they were going to give what to. They just took a group of people and they just assumed that this group of people were a mixed demographic of the regular population, right? So this was a population of men who were overweight. They had a BMI greater than 25, right? And they had them to take one group to take MCT oil for 28 days. They had another group to take olive oil for 28 days. The group that took the MCT oil, and I believe it was 2 tablespoons. I'll actually try to post the study link inside of this, inside of the comments. Or maybe I'll edit the description. The group who took the MCT oil over the 28-day period, they lost more weight than the group that took the olive oil. They decreased their belly fat, actually greater. So where that weight came from, more of it came from belly fat. That's number 2. And they increased their metabolism, meaning when they measured how many calories they were burning doing the same activities as the other group, their metabolic rate increased higher than the group who was taking the olive oil. So even though there's lots of benefits on olive oil, this live just isn't about olive oil. It's about MCT oil. So it's really beneficial to help you lose weight. It's going to give you more energy, which means you're going to be able to push harder during those workouts. And when you can push harder during your workouts, you're not just burning calories. If you're doing the right types of workouts, then you're also going to build more muscle, get faster, get more conditioned faster because you can push harder in your workouts, right? So that's one benefit. Number 2, it is going to, so that gives you immediate energy, helps you push harder in your workout. Number 2, it actually boosts the metabolism. It is going to increase your metabolism. If you're on a ketogenic diet, it is actually going to increase the amount of ketones, which allows you to get fat adapted quicker, right? The longer or the more you can produce ketones in your body consistently, you become more fat adapted. Fat adapted is when your metabolism now switches its preference, its regular preference, to ketones, to burning fat as opposed to burning glucose, right? Being in a ketogenic state does not mean you are fat adapted until you have maintained that ketogenic state for a longer period of time. I'll do a video later on how do you know the difference between, hey, I've been in keto for a week and I'm good, to I'm actually fat adapted. That's another video. All right. So, someone asked me what is the brand that I prefer. So the brand that I use is from perfectketo.com, and you can actually get a discount if you use the code FITMuslima inside of your cart when you check out. So they sell the powder, And you remember to put the H at the end, and it's one word, Fit Muslima. If you put Fit Muslima inside of your cart, I believe you get maybe 15% off. It might be 10. So that is actually the brand that I use, and I do have a partner code with them. So DavinaPerfectKeto.com is what I would recommend. Is it okay to give it to my teenage son? So there has been no indication that it has any side effects for teenagers. So as far as we know, that it is perfectly safe for teenagers as well. I'm going to buy some, inshallah. I don't have a gallbladder, so I love that it will help me. Yes, it will be great for you if you don't have a gallbladder, and it'll allow you to get good fats. Remember, this is, even though all fats are good fat, this is a really good one, right? and allow you to get really good fats, and it will also help to boost your energy. So it's been a lot. There's other benefits to it. I definitely recommend that you continue to research. I'm only here for 10, 15 minutes, and I can't give you a whole dissertation on everything that I mentioned, but I try to give you enough facts that you can make an informed decision. And then if you want to research more, I highly, highly recommend that you do it. But there's lots of benefit. It's actually been shown beneficial for, what is it? Hyper attention deficit disorder, right? It's been shown beneficial for that, as well as for autism, for people who have seizures. Like, all of those are really great. All right, so until tomorrow, I will talk to you then. If you found, do me a favor and go ahead and click subscribe to my lives. I'm going to be coming on daily so that you can get a notification. Hey, Mubaraka is live. Come join the conversation, right? And share it for me, all right? So someone else can benefit from it. You never know what life you might touch. We are in a social media age. People that you don't even know reading your posts, are watching the videos that you post. So let's spread the word. Let's get people informed, get people healthier and happier. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right? Assalamu alaikum.